Joined now by Roch Kubatko, the School of Rock. Check him out every day, several times at MASNsports.com. And Rick and I were talking about this last night. Michael Gonzalez had allowed runs in 4 consecutive outings coming into last night. So, of course, you bring him in, bases loaded, nobody out. And then he turns out to be Randy Myers last night. I mean, what's going on with him? How could it turn around that quickly?
I don't know whether to boo him or cheer him now. I'm all confused. Like, make up your mind, Mike. Yeah, he'd actually been scored upon in 6 of his 7 outings this season, had a 13.50 ERA. So, yeah, you got the bases loaded, no outs, you're protecting a 2-run lead. Like you said, who else do you bring in, right? Michael Gonzalez. Or maybe 7 other relievers I might have chosen. Buck rolled the dice. If this doesn't work, we're doing an entirely different segment here. But he gets 2 strikeouts. He gets a fly ball that could have resulted in a double play if Jake Fox had held onto the ball. Struck out 2 the next inning. That's 6 up, 6 down with 4 strikeouts. It was an amazing turnaround by him. And remember, his last outing, he had said he felt really good. Buck Showalter was encouraged by it, said if he brings that stuff to the mound every time, he's going to be fine. We were kind of scratching our heads like, didn't he give up 2 runs that outing? He did, but they thought he was throwing really well. He was hitting 96 last night with his fastball. So physically he's good. You heard him say mentally he's feeling really good too. And Buck couldn't shy away from him all season. You're not going to release him with $6 million left on his contract, and you need a lefty to come out of the bullpen once in a while. Rapata's struggling. You can't save him just for blowouts because you haven't had a lot of them. You can't anticipate ahead of time when there's going to be one, so you can save him. You got to use him. But yeah, I think we were all kind of thinking, wow, this is a huge gamble the way he's been throwing, and it worked out great.
Yeah, what a weapon he could be over the course of the year if he throws strikes, because there aren't a lot of those power lefties out there that can bring it like he can. Now, Robert Andino gets another start at shortstop today. J.J. Hardy is working his way back in Sarasota, and Wally Pipp's name keeps coming up. I mean, J.J. Hardy may regret getting hurt because Andino's doing what you want. He's a bench player getting a chance, and he's producing.
He is. You know, I keep having these flashbacks. I wasn't a Woodstock, but I get the flashbacks to last spring training, the last day of it, when he got called to Dave Tremblay's office. He knew he was getting cut. He was out of options, so he was going to be designated. He was fuming. He went to go into the office, and he was told, you got to wait, somebody else is in there, which made him even more angry. And teammates were trying to calm him down in his locker, whispering in his ear, don't burn any bridges. I thought at that time we would never see Robert Andino again in an Oriole uniform. We didn't see him until September 1st. He cleared waivers. Buck, there was something about him. Buck really, really liked him this last month of this last season. Maybe he's a nugget. I don't know, but Buck really liked him. Had to come to spring training, win a job. Remember, they had Cesar Torres already. They had Brendan Harris. They also had Nick Green in camp. Jake Fox was competing for a spot. He wins the job as a second utility guy. Now he's a starting shortstop. It's really been an amazing turnaround. He's hitting 400 since he started out 0 for 11, 348 in his last 11 games. So he is now the everyday shortstop. But wait, what do you do when J.J. Hardy comes back? He's not going to lose his job after 5 games. I think it's still Hardy's job. So now it's going to be up to Showalter to figure out ways to get him into the lineup. He's not going to play third base every day. He's not going to play first base. He's going to have to sit on the bench quite a bit, which I know seems unfair. But you're not going to replace J.J. Hardy after 5 games. What I think is interesting is how do you make room for Hardy when he comes back later this month, because Andino's here to stay right now. So you have to figure, would they cut ties with Torres and figure it's redundant to have both of them on the roster? They go back to 12 pitchers for a while. Then you're going to have Matusz. They're going to want a backup catcher. But it certainly looks like Robert Andino's on this team. It's just how do you find ways for him to get in the lineup now?
All right, and you bring up Brian Matusz, who also is in Sarasota. He had a bullpen session today, and from what we hear, all went well.
Yeah, he threw really well. It was about 45 pitches, and they're really encouraged. He still says he feels great. He wants to pitch right now, and they're trying to hold him back. They're being very cautious with him. He's going to throw another side session and then pitch in an extended game on May 7th. Now, we were told originally middle of May he should be back. Now, I'm not really good at math, but if they wanted to make at least 3 injury rehab starts with an affiliate after this May 7th start and extended, there's no way that's the middle of May. We're talking like the 3rd week or later, but they're being extra cautious. I don't know much about an intercostal muscle, intercostal muscle, but I guess it's something they're afraid could be chronic, or he may injure something else if you adjust his arm slot. If he has discomfort, could end up hurting his arm or his back. So being really careful with him, but they were really encouraged again by his bullpen session.
Well, we had Brian on the show the other day, and he explained that to Rick and I still have no idea what he was talking about. Roch Kubatko, check him out every day at MASNsports.com, the School of Rock. Good to see you here on your Sunday. Looking good.
Thank you very much.
All right.